Security pulled Black CEO off plane, then she pulled $4 billion in funding from the airline. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She was already seated in first class ticket scan, luggage stowed, laptop open. But moments before takeoff, two security guards approached and asked her to step off the plane. No explanation, no apology. Just cold eyes and whispered radios. Dr. Lena Moore, a Black CEO who built $1 billion empire from scratch, calmly stood and exited. But what the airline didn't know, her company owned a significant stake in their funding, and by the next day, that $4 billion partnership was dead. What happens when the person you underestimate owns your future? Watch until the end to find. Dr. Lena Moore wasn't a celebrity. She didn't flaunt her wealth, but in boardrooms and private equity circles, her name carried real weight. As the CEO of a global tech logistics firm valued at over $40 billion, Lena had shattered ceilings. Her whole life. That morning, she was flying out of Chicago on a last-minute business trip to finalize a sustainability deal. With the same airline she and her investors had been funding for over a decade, wearing simple slacks and a cardigan, Lena blended in. She checked into first class like always, greeting the flight crew with a smile and opening her laptop before departure. Nothing felt unusual until a gate agent whispered something to security. Minutes later, two guards walked onto the aircraft. No eye contact. No explanation. Just one sentence. "Ma'am, you'll need to come with us." Passengers stared. A man snickered. Lena closed her laptop, stood silently, and followed them. Lena was escorted back into the terminal like a threat. A white supervisor met her at the gate and said there was a discrepancy with your ticket. She raised an eyebrow. "You scanned it. You seated me." He shrugged. "You're not cleared to fly today." No refund, no rebooking. No reason. Lena calmly walked to the lounge, opened her tablet, and made one call to her firm's legal department. Pull every document tied to airline name. I want it all on my desk in 3 hours. You see, Lena's company was the airline's biggest logistics partner. Warehousing, delivery, routing, the silent infrastructure behind every on-time flight. That $4 billion contract had just been renewed. And Lena? She was the signing authority. While social media exploded over her removal. Someone had filmed it. Lena stayed quiet. She didn't need Twitter rage. She had leverage. By nightfall, 3 major news outlets were already reporting. Black business leader removed from first-class airline refuses comment. Internally, panic spread. Executives scrambled to explain, digging into policy violations that didn't exist. Board members started getting calls. One headline changed everything. CEO who funds airline was pulled off her flight. The next morning, Lena's legal team sent a formal notice. All contracts with the airline were terminated. Effective immediately. Suppliers were informed, logistics froze, and investment partners were looped in, and many followed suit. Within 24 hours, the airline stock dropped 9%. By day 3, its CEO issued a public apology and requested a private meeting. Lena declined. Instead, she issued her press statement. Respect is not negotiable. Power doesn't always wear a suit you recognize. Her face graced headlines. Young Black. Entrepreneurs hailed her as a modern icon, and the airline? They learned that silent bias carries a cost, sometimes a $4 billion one. Lena didn't want revenge. She wanted change. After terminating the contract, she launched Elevate Air, a logistics innovation fund focused on inclusive partnerships. Within months, she was collaborating with airlines that valued diversity. The airline that kicked her off, still trying to recover financially and publicly. But the real impact was cultural. For every Black woman ever told they didn't belong. Lena symbolized what happens when grace meets power. Because sometimes the person you dismiss as a passenger owns the runway. Have you ever been mistreated while flying? Drop your country and city in the comments. Let's make this story global. Share if this story inspired you. Take care.